Hey everyone, I'm Petty Officer Hansen, and I'm a recruiter in the United States Navy here in Southern California. Today I'm here to talk a little bit about myself, some of my experiences with the Navy, more important to let you know what you could get out of the Navy and how to join. So a little bit about me, I did join in early 2000s, I'm older than I look, and I've been in the Navy for 20 years. I've been in the submarine fleet, I've been on destroyers, and I've been on amphibious assault ships. So that's taken me all across the world, all across the country. I've been in places like Thailand, Singapore, Japan, been both coasts of the United States, Washington as well, and it's been a great time. I've gotten a lot out of it. Specifically, some of the things I want to talk to you about what I've gotten out of it is education benefits, travel, on-the-job training. So for travel, I mentioned a little bit about where I've been. What's great about that is I didn't pay a dime to go there. So the great thing is I take the ship out to whatever country we're going to go to, and then we get to visit for a few days, sometimes a little bit longer, get to really experience the culture. Things I've seen in Thailand were amazing. Getting to pet a tiger, an elephant walking through the middle of the street. Any of these things, you see that in San Diego, Yuma, anything like that, you got problems. So not a great thing, but over in Thailand, it's just normal. Also really weird to see their scooters, how many scooters they have everywhere. It's just crazy. They use it as a main form of transportation. I know it's weird, but I love motorcycles, so that kind of tripped me up a little bit. So travel is it's what we do. We're the only branch that really has that opportunity to where you can go and join the Navy, be stationed out of like beautiful San Diego, which is one of the places I've been at, and then next thing you know, you're in Singapore or you're in Australia or anywhere in the entire world, and it's amazing. Any other branch, you just don't get that opportunity. Another opportunity we have in the Navy is the training. So I started off in the Navy as an electronics technician, navigation in the submarine fleet. I dealt with all the electronics to safely navigate a sub underneath water without being able to see a thing. I also dealt with everything to communicate on the submarine, like from one end of the ship to the other. After that, I went to interior communication electricians on the surface fleet. So there I deal almost exclusively with the equipment to communicate in the skin of the ship. That could be equipment communicating with us with a gauge or an alarm or something like that, or it could be you as an individual picking up the phone and calling. So this is equipment all throughout the ship, and it's very versatile. You really have to learn how to fix electronics. It's not, I need to learn how to fix a light or an alarm. It's, I need to know how to fix this piece of equipment I've never seen before. So the Navy gave me the training, the basics, like how to actually do electronics. Things like, for some of you people out there, you might know what the left-hand rule is, or Kirchhoff's law, or how to figure out voltage, Ohm's law. Those are the things that might sound very familiar to you. But what I have to learn on the job is the application of that. How do I think and so just apply what I know to something I've never seen before? So on-the-job training is extremely important for what we do. You have to be versatile in the Navy. You cannot be locked into one thing. And that's also another topic I wanted to hit real quick, is that most people in the Navy are some sort of technician, or they're in supply, or they're some sort of administration. That's what we do. We staff these ships and we make sure they move safely through the water and we get to where we need to be. Most of us are not what we call is ground pounders. We're not carrying rifles, we're not moving through the desert. We are specifically trained in our jobs. Another great benefit that we have in the Navy is our college benefits. We've got multiple different ways to make sure you can continue your education to what you want it to be without you paying a dime. I'll talk a little bit about all of them, but the two biggest ones that people have heard about is the GI Bill and tuition assistance. Now I know you've heard recruiters talk about it before. What is the GI Bill? All they say is GI Bill, and it means nothing to you. What it is over $180,000 scholarship that's good for 36 months of education. That means full time, because when you take into account summer, your college career is normally about 36 months of actual education. And that money is good forever now. So you could take 4 months of education next year and then not take a single drop of education again for 20 years, and you still have your 32 months left. That's money for you to use for your education, whether it's a bachelor's, a master's, or a PhD. I personally have known a couple people that have PhDs. They get them after they're out of the Navy. They use the GI Bill to do it, and it's always even amazing to me. I've been in 20 years, and it's still amazing. This guy joined the Navy, did a full career, and now he's doctor, or she's doctor, no longer Mrs. or Mr. So, and they'll tell you, trust me. So that's a great benefit. The tuition assistance, we actually use that while you're in the Navy. You can attend school while you're on a ship. Almost all of our ships have internet while we're out to sea. Submarines don't. I feel like that should be obvious, but some people ask me, when you're underwater, we don't have access to the internet. So what we're, as submariners, what we do is we tend to take our education while we're on shore. So tuition assistance pays for all of that stuff as well. You are not a full-time student, but you are a full-time sailor and you're a part-time student. I know many people that have gotten their bachelor's while they're active duty Navy, and some have moved on to their master's. My coworker, Petastro Preston, he got his bachelor's and currently working on his master's. Another one of my former shipmates is Ensign Megan Stilley. She didn't know I'm going to bring her up here, so she'll be surprised when she sees this. She was on a USS Pickney with me. She worked her butt off to get her bachelor's while she was active duty, and the Navy decided to make her an officer. So now she's stationed on one of the destroyers out there in San Diego, and she didn't pay a dime for her education. So that's a really great benefit, and she hasn't even touched her GI Bill yet. When she does get out of the Navy, whether she gets out a decade from now, whether she retires in 2 decades, who knows, she'll still have her 36 months of over $180,000 education. One other benefit of our education is we do have the only jobs in the Navy called nuclear engineering. No other rate has these. Correction. Mess it up.
You're thinking too much about the word.
Nuclear. Yes. Yes, I hate that word.
All right. In 3, 2.
Another benefit of the Navy is we are the only branch of service with nuclear engineers. Those are not people that work with missiles or anything. They're the ones that actually run reactors. They go through our naval training programs. I'm really messing this one up. I know exactly what I want to say too. Okay.
All right. In 3, 2.
Another benefit about the Navy is we're the only ones with nuclear engineers. They don't work with missiles. I know that's what a lot of people think, but that simply isn't it. They're the ones that work on reactors. They actually go through a reactor pipeline. They learn everything there is to learn about how to safely operate a reactor. And they get about 2/3 of the way to a bachelor's degree in nuclear engineering just because of that school. So when they get done with that, then they check on a submarine or a ship, and they learn how to safely operate that equipment on the job. They get massive bonuses, which I don't even know what they are right now. They've been 6 figures before. It's kind of crazy. I'm a little jealous sometimes personally, but that's okay. And we're the only ones that can offer that. We're the only ones that are allowed to operate reactors in that way. Last I really want to address is the fact that it's actually a myth. People tend to think that we check onto a ship and we just live on that ship. Like you say goodbye to your family and you don't see them for however many years you're on it. It's simply not true. When we're in port, it's just like an office building. It's just like the office building I'm in right now. I would come here at the beginning of the workday, I would leave at the end of the workday, and go home to my wife and 2 kids. So it's a thing that people tell other people to scare them away from the Navy. It just isn't true. So if you liked what you heard today, or if you have any questions at all, give us a call at the Yuma Navy Recruiting Station at 928-783-0731. We'd love to hear from you, and we're just here to answer questions.